Hi everyone, welcome back to our kitchen. We are busy today. We got a large tomato harvest. In fact, there's probably more tomatoes to pick in the garden, don't you think?
Probably today.
So we looked at our recipe books and it looks like we have all the ingredients for pizza sauce. So we're gonna get it started today. Yes, we are watching our own video from last year's tomato harvest while we're doing this. There we have 30 pounds of tomatoes. We're actually gonna puree them so that we can make this pizza sauce really thin. Last year we chopped them with the chopper and there were little chunks of tomato, which I loved, Matt really liked, but the kids didn't really care for the chunks. So they wanted it to be more traditional pizza sauce, so we're pureeing them. So I'm gonna get this cooking open so that hopefully it cooks down a little and I can add 5 more pounds of tomatoes because we have them. Does this happen to anyone else? You never quite get the amount of tomatoes right. Even if we can fit that extra 5 pounds, we've got this much left. These are some harder aromas, so I'll probably just cook these into like a quick sauce for supper tomorrow night. I took a quick break from making all of our sauce to make the kids supper, and they were eating tortillas. And I was like, you know what I'm gonna make for myself? I took one of our tomatoes out. I'm gonna mash it up on there and I'm gonna make myself a little pizza. Oh yeah, it's not very good. So the recipe we're using for our pizza sauce is actually the seasoned tomato sauce recipe from Ball. I'll show you which book I use. We use the Ball Complete Book of Home Preserving. And this seasoned tomato sauce recipe is just perfect for pizza. I have just enough of our stem garlic bulbs for garlic in here, so I'm actually using the garlic from our garden, which is awesome because, you know, just everything we use from our garden, always more exciting. We're back at it. You ready for this?
Born ready.
So we started the tomato sauce, which we're gonna use for pizza sauce, a while ago. It's been cooking for a while. We've just had it on low like a day and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
32 hours.
Yeah, we want to cook it at least like 24 hours if we're doing it that way, because then it cooks down quite a bit, because we had some of those big, beautiful, juicy heirloom tomatoes in there. So now that it's cooked down and we actually have the time to can our sauce, we're going to get going on it.
So it's a water bath recipe that we're doing to get them all done, so we're not doing this all night. We're using our canner as a water bath also.
What we usually do is we've got our jars already all cleaned and washed, and I like to just keep hot water, our tap water is extremely hot, in the jars until we are ready to put the hot sauce in there. We've got the sauce in the roaster pan cooking, and we have to get it up to a boil. So the problem with that is the roaster pan cooks from the outside. So we have to really keep stirring it to keep it from burning. We don't want burnt sauce. So we'll get these all filled up so they are nice and hot and ready to add our sauce to. So we've got our water, it's coming up to a boil, it's almost ready. Our sauce, almost boiling. I think we've got everything out that we typically use, something to pour with, our funnel, all our good stuff, rings, some clean lids. I already washed them. They don't recommend boiling them anymore, so we don't do that anymore. And our lemon juice, you can't forget the lemon juice. Really important with tomatoes, either lemon juice or citric acid, but we prefer lemon juice. Tell the camera what you did with the bay leaves accidentally.
So I used the immersion blender because it wasn't quite, there's still a lot of chunks. So I use immersion blender. And whenever you use one of those, don't just hold it down like this, because on these pans there's a lip and it'll suck it down to that lip and hit it, and it'll take the Teflon off. Done it before, not on this one. But anyways, I started blending it all together, and I remembered there was bay leaves. Well, I chopped some of them up, so we're taking chunks out as we do it. But thankfully, this is ours, and it's pizza sauce. So they're spreading on the pizza because it's thin. We'll see the little chunks of bay leaf when we take them out. They're not tiny. I mean, they're pretty big yet. So, oops.
So we got our water boiling. We're gonna do these one jar at a time so they all stay really hot. Our sauce is really, really hot, so Matt's gonna take care of that because I tend to spill, and hot things that spilling aren't good. Before he gets that in, I left my lemon juice in a really obvious spot, so I make sure I add a tablespoon to every single jar. That's what I forgot. Half-inch headspace on tomatoes. Clean that jar up good. Lemon juice, don't forget. When we put the rings on, we want to make sure they are finger tight, which just means how tight you can get them with your fingers. So basically not turning your wrist. Matt, did I put lemon juice in this one? You sure? I feel like I should mark it. I feel like I forgot lemon juice. Well, no one we watch this video, won't we? Switch!
No. Put the lemon juice in there.
Oh. It doesn't matter how close it is. It's so easy to forget it. I've heard of people putting their lemon juice right in their mixture, but just figuring out how much you would need, because it never quite makes the same amount as the recipe, just depending on how long you cook it. I feel like I would probably go overkill on the lemon juice just to be sure, and then it would taste lemony.
Look at all them chickens.
So Matt mentioned we are using our pressure canner just as a pot. We actually took the ring out so it wouldn't seal. Whoop. Just as a pot. This one doesn't have any jars in it yet, but this one we just filled up. We're waiting for the water to come back to a boil, and then we're going to process these for 35 minutes. As soon as this water is boiling, we'll get these jars in as well.
I know it's nothing new, but it's so good to see you. Do this every day, and I'm still so amazed by you. So hold being more than friends, yeah. You know I'm here to stay every single day, yeah. So hold me tight through the night. It's just us two, me and you. Oh, 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 I can't believe you love me. Oh, 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 I just feel so lucky. Oh, 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 still can't believe you love me. Falling into your arms.
So it is the next day. We ended up getting 22 jars of pizza sauce, just that simple tomato sauce done. We actually ate 1 jar last night for supper. So if we do our math right, this is a good 5 months worth of pizza sauce, because we try to only have pizza once a week. We'll see if that works. We're hoping we can get a few more batches in so we have enough for the year, but we'll see how our tomatoes do. I'm going to leave these sit here. We usually leave them sit for about 2 days, 48 hours, and then we take the rings off. Always store your canned goods without the rings on for safety, and yeah, they'll be ready to eat. Now, since it's the next morning, it is time for breakfast. We've got a quick, easy breakfast, some bread in the bread maker that should be done shortly, so we can just have some simple toast. And we made some homemade grape juice from wild grapes. We had some kiddos over the other day, and we all went out and we picked some wild grapes. So the kids are getting the end of the wild grape juice that we made. I don't really follow a recipe, just cook down the grapes, add some water and sugar, and make sure you're actually picking wild grapes. There are a few imposters, so I'll leave a link below. I think I have a picture of all the grapes we ended up getting. Super early this time of year. Usually it's like September, October we're picking wild grapes, and here we are in August. I think we started picking them at the end of July.